Hey everyone, Danny here from Danny's Barbecue. I was gonna start documenting on the barbecue in Mifflintown that I opened. I opened it in June, I think it was 6th of this year, and it started out great, and it was doing a lot of business. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. And it lasted that maybe for 10 weeks or so, and then it started going down, 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 down. And now it's not doing so great. In fact, everything I'm making at the other restaurant is going into that place to keep it going, and everything that I've done at the fairs and concessions. And this is the biggest year we've ever had as far as all around sales. So I tried to, put I put my boy down there to like be my eyes and ears, and that didn't work out. And so now, I kind of started thinking about the last place that I had. So I had a restaurant before that failed, and the problem with that, why it failed, was I wasn't willing to take care of the business. I kind of just like buried my head in the sand and didn't want to deal with anything. And then all of a sudden I had everything piled up on me, and I owed too much money. Now that's not the case this time. I don't really owe anything, and bills are getting paid. But I am nervous. I am starting to get nervous and fearful. Maybe I made a decision. Maybe I, made a bad decision. Maybe I shouldn't do this. All these negative thoughts are coming. And then, like last night, I started thinking, I got to change these thoughts, and I got to change. And what happened the first time when I failed? Why did it fail? Why I didn't deal with the problems that were happening? So, like, I've tried some different things here. I've went down and worked with them a little bit, because I didn't want to be like down there breathing down their neck or whatever. And I don't want to, my goal wasn't to go work 100 hours a week. I was trying to hire a manager and have it go with the manager running it. Didn't work out with the manager, and I could blame the manager all I want, but I'm a firm believer when you got one finger pointing at people or whatever, you got three fingers pointing back. So I could have nipped it in the bud right away with the manager, got in there and took over right away. I was at fairs and I was busy with that, but I do have my nephew and my son who ran the fairs this year, and they did an excellent job. So I could have went. I wouldn't have had to worry about the fairs and the concessions. And in Lewistown, I have a great crew. If it wouldn't be for the crew in Lewistown, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. So now with the crew down there, they're good. They just need some training, and they need help with some things. They've only been doing it for a little while. Some of them, it's their first job. A lot of them, they're only like 15 to 18. So there's a lot of teenagers. But it looks like I'm going to have to, because I put my son down there, to be my eyes and ears, like I said, and it didn't work out. And, I was trying, because he's a little nicer than I am to deal with. And sometimes I can be a little overbearing and stuff, but I'm trying to do things new ways instead of being so on top, barking down people's back or whatever, just being on them all the time, because my fear is, I guess, or my worry is that they'll just quit, and then I won't have nobody to do there. But my goal is to bring the numbers up, obviously, so I could pay them better, just like here in Lewistown. I have one lady working for me. I think she was just making a few dollars an hour, just a part-time, just helping out, and I just paid her kind of under the table, and now she's making pretty good money. She's been with me now for like 6 years, and she would just help out once in a while or whatever. But so my goal is to get everybody down there to do, to be able to pay them more and everything. So, but I am starting to get worried and nervous, and I'm not sure what it's going to take to fix it. I've done some Facebook stuff. I put a Facebook page down there. As far as marketing, I think that's the one thing that if I have failed anything in the last few years, not that I'm failing, things are good, but it would be marketing. Not very good at it. I don't believe radio works. I don't believe that the paper, like the Sentinels and stuff, I don't believe they work. So I'm just all Facebook. And unfortunately, with this Mifflintown store, we did another Facebook page, and there's only I think maybe 100, 130 now people down there. So whenever I'm posting, and I don't really pay for anything, and I'm trying to learn it, because of talking with a barbecue guy and everything during fairs, another guy that does barbecue and does it, excellent marketer, and he's just like social media, social media, social media. So I'm working on it, and but it's a slow process because I'm learning, so it's not happening right away. So just wanted to put it out there about the nerves and the fear, and like, the first time I kind of buried my head in the sand. That's not happening this time, but it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to just sit back and have somebody run it, because now there's no money to pay a manager, and I'm going to have to get down and I'm going to have to work. I don't know about open to close, but I'm going to have to definitely put more of my presence there or whatever to try to bring this back. Now I have a year on the lease and I can just walk away. I mean, there's no, everything's already paid for down there. I mean, but this time around, I did this restaurant for me. So I want it to work. I mean, this isn't for my kids. This isn't for anybody else other than me. I wanted to see if I could do this the right way the second time around. And if this works out, this will just be one of many barbecues that I'll set up in different places. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to be happy here where I'm at with the business I have. Some people say that I'm never going to be successful if I don't throw all my eggs in one basket, because we do concessions and fairs, and we do catering, and we do the restaurant. And some people feel that I should either be doing all concessions, or other people think, why are you in concessions if you're doing those kinds of numbers in the restaurant business? Well, numbers can sound great, but unfortunately a number means nothing unless there's not very much, there's not a big profit margin in food. It's not like other things, I don't know much about other businesses, but there's not a whole lot of, there's not a whole lot left at the end of the month or the end of the year or whatever. So you want to generate the numbers. You want to get the numbers up as high as you can, and the numbers sound great, but so, and I've done everything cash. I've paid cash for everything. If I did borrow this second time around, I borrowed for a very short time, mostly less than a year, and then I'd pay it off like when fair seasons or concessions would come. Maybe I'd borrow a little bit in the winter, and but I have applied for a line of credit. I won't misuse it or whatever. I do have a couple credit cards that I just got, and that's just to help build my credit, because my credit went from like 800 to 300 when I failed the first time, and now it's up around like 700. And I've been using the credit cards. I just charge them up and then I pay them off every month. I don't pay no interest payments or anything on them. I'm just using it as a tool to build my credit. So when I want to add these other restaurants in the future, and I got some other things rolling, because the concession business has grown a lot, and I have another idea what I'm going to do with the concessions that is going to bring more revenue in, and it'll give us a longer season. So I'm going to actually turn a bus into a barbecue and be able to do like 1 and 2 day shows. So that's an idea we have. So I just wanted to put it out there about some of the worries and everything and how the stress is now. My first time around, I can remember waking up in the morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and my spine would just shake. I was so fearful, and I actually thought maybe I had something wrong, like MS or something going on. Like I could literally, it was the weirdest feeling, but I think that it was just stress, because it all like kind of went away as things got better in my life. And now I'm getting up in the morning and I'm stressed, but not like, it's not really like, it's more of a fear of, I don't want to go back to where I did. Now I wouldn't let it go that long, as far as if I can't make this work or whatever, which I think I can, so I shouldn't talk like that, but I'm not going to let it go to where I'm going to be in debt, or I'm going to owe all these people, and I'm going to owe this and owe that. So, and the line of credit is one thing, is like I said, I always pay cash for everything. Sometimes these in fair season, and it'll hit you at one time in June. You might have to come up with $10,000-$15,000 where you got to pay out, and I may or may not have it. I've had it some in the past. I've borrowed like off my mom, and then I would do each fair until I got back on my feet. Then I would pay her back. So, and that worked out pretty good. But there's you know, there's more now or whatever, so I've been able to do that, but I may not this year. So I figured I'd get the line of credit, and then I could, you know, do some quick loans on myself and stuff, you know, whatever I need if I want to do something, because paying cash, it is hard. It's probably the best way, but it is hard. You know, I just filled out like some papers for net worth and everything, and I actually showed my girlfriend, and she's like, how could you have like that much and not have like a bunch of money? Because I don't have like a bunch of stacks of money sitting around anywhere. I don't even take a paycheck for myself. I just kind of let it all into the business and just keep growing the business, and I'm content with, at this point, not getting any pay. But I do live above the restaurant in Lewistown, and theoretically I live for free. So it's not like I'm paying a mortgage payment anywhere or anything. I have a payment here on the barbecue, but so there were just some thoughts today I had, and I figured I'd talk and let everybody know. So, okay, thank you, and have a good day, and have everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.